I feel that my people are fully disrespected at this point in time. Now, we knew when this administration started what the administration had in store for the minorities and the socially non-conservative folk, the MAGA base. They knew what they were going to get at some point out of this, and I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted because not only are they taking the black vote out and and dispersing them through the everywheres through a state to disenfranchise it by redistricting maps. They're calling it what are they calling it? Partisan gerrymandering. Partisan gerrymandering. Yeah, that's what they're calling it. And if they have to be wordsmiths, because they can't admit that it is racially gerrymandering. They can't admit that. But if they do admit it, then there's no consequences to it. Yeah, they're found guilty of it. They're told to say no, but it's law on paper. Law on paper. No remedy in fact, which means that this refers to the practical reality where, despite the violation of the right, the injured party cannot obtain compensation, stop the stop of harm, or get justice. That's what that means. So the Democratic vote in America, 87% of it are black people. In Louisiana, that's a third of their black vote. So if you put a third of that black vote on top of the rest of the Democratic vote there, that's a lot of votes. So out of 87% of the Democratic vote in America, black women are 92%. If the South decides they are all going to redistrict and call it partisan gerrymandering, what will become of the black vote? And they can't call it the black vote. They have to call it partisan. Okay. Now, this wipes out the power of the black political vote, or black political power. It's the largest wipeout of black political power since Reconstruction. It leaves 191 compromised congressional seats. And then 11% of that is from the Hispanic caucus. Yeah. They are going to wipe the minority vote because it's the majority vote. They're afraid of it because it is power. They only respect power So they know they have to shut our power down. The Supreme Court needs to be ashamed of itself. But this regime has no shame. No shame. There's no shame in this regime. It's not just and it's not righteous. For the first time during this whole thing, I've been mad or angry, but this is the first time that the heaviness of it all, the clear-eyed view of intention from this regime has set inside of me. Like I always say that you're not affected. You don't feel it until you're affected, right? You don't feel it until you're affected. And you can have empathy. You can have the empathy. You can, understand the best you can because you're not in those shoes. So like the grocery store, we all feel that. We all know that pain, right? The gas station, we all know that pain because it affects us all as a collective in our pocketbook, correct? Okay. Now, but when you know that evil is done to you and your people, on a personal, a vindictive, a menacing way. I have more adjectives. It's just, it hits you different. It hits you totally different. If it was just me, yeah, I feel some kind of way, but it's just me. But when you know it's your people who fought so hard to get where they are, like immigrants, I cannot fathom what they had to go through to even come here and then have to start all over. And I don't know how that feels, but I know how this feels. My mother, she lived through the civil rights, time. My grandmother lived through Jim Crow. And I cannot fathom what they went through. I don't know how it would feel to drink from a black-only water fountain, to be in fear of being essayed or lynched or unalived for being black in the South and having to run away up north. I don't know how that feels. I can't walk that walk. But now that we're going backwards, I see what they have done. I see what my ancestors have done so that we wouldn't have to now. I don't know what it's like to live in a Reconstruction apartheid state, but my great-grandfather and great-grandmother do. We cannot go back farther. There has to be a better way. We have got to figure out a way. All of the damage that has been done in this Congress, in this White House, and the Supreme Court, it's going to take a long time to get back to where we were 2 years ago. And they were planning to tear it down before then. But now we see it in real time, and we got to see it for what it is. There's no more